Hello friends, welcome back to our channel SoftWiz Circle where different people from different organizations are sharing their knowledge. We are doing this one for community because we wanted to help whatever we have learned. And my name is Balram Prasad and I'm working with the Microsoft USA. Today I'm going to talk about database and how we can create a managed instance or managed databases into Azure SQL, what options we have right now. So let's see. So if you go and see the DB ranking for different rankings, the top is Oracle, then MySQL and Microsoft SQL Server. This is the on-prem version. Now we have other options also where you can create the same SQL instance into Azure and it will be fully managed. And also we have an option called Microsoft Azure SQL Database. That is a single database we can create, and that is not instance fully managed server, but it you can create databases, and that will be fully given to you as a platform as a service. So if we go and see that one in Azure Portal also and see that how many much options are there. So you can have either SQL database into Azure or you can have SQL managed instance. So SQL managed instance is where all the managed databases will be into one VM or multiple VM, and that all that disaster recovery and all these things will be taken, and you can connect that managed instance with your private network also. So that is benefit, and that is mostly used for lift and shift scenario. But if you are designing a new application, you can use this Azure SQL databases where you can create a single database or elastic pool of database where you do not have an instance which Azure is managing for you. Instead of you are going to share some of the resources, underlying resources, and it is fully managed service, so that you can leverage other feature which comes as a fully managed service. So if you go and see that one details about two services, there will be something some more differences will be there. If we go and see, let's see. So okay, so in the platform capabilities, if we go and see that one, that active geo application, Azure database supports active geo application and it is hyper scale. But Azure managed instance, of which I told that supports only auto failover groups, not the active geo application, right? So there are similar things that you can have, that automatic tuning will be taken care of. If you should configure that way, then it will be taken care by Azure in Azure SQL instance databases, but it will be not taken care automatically in managed instance. You have to do it for performance things, right? Then ability zones come, we have option into SQL database in managed inside, that is not there. So there are several difference we can see, right? For running the job, if you have application where you are running SQL agent for running the job, you have to go into managed instance because that is supported there. But here you have to create as elastic job, so that you have to see. That is why mostly if you are creating a new application, mostly we go on that Azure databases. If we have lift shift scenario, then we can try to go into managed instance. So that there are multiple, and this is Azure SQL database is fully serverless, so there is no server you have to maintain. But here server is there, but still, right? You do not manage that one, so that things are there. So there are many more differences in that one. We can go and check based on what we are doing, lift and shift or developing new things, so that we can go and see, and depending upon we can create resources. So let me go into Azure Portal. So portal is on, as we know that we can go and create the resources. And if we go into database section, I told that we have many options for database. We can create a SQL managed instance, we can have SQL databases. If we are going for SQL server and SQL database, then these two options are there. If we are going for Cosmos DB, then we have this option Azure Cosmos DB, NoSQL option, document DB kind of thing. And then if we have an PostgreSQL and MySQL, that option we can also go for that one in Azure. And also few days back, Cassandra has been supported on this one as a managed service, so that also will come into this picture. So let's go and create the SQL databases, right? So I will select a group where I am keeping that resources. I will give the name. And it will be not server name. So keep remember, it will be a database name where we can access that one. So and then we have to give a server. It will be a virtual server, so there will be nothing on that one. But let me give this one. And using this server name, we can connect with that one because of this specified server is already been used. So let me see this one. I will give this one, and then I will give this as a this one. Let me put this one. So this password and other things I am using, and I keep deleting resources, so this will be not reachable. So I keep generating the password, different password, and then I am using this one. So just make sure that I keep that one, and this is the password so that I can use and connect that one. So, and depending upon your location, you can choose the different location where you want to create that one. I'm going with this option right now, and I do not want to use elastic pool. I just wanted to use a single database. Which kind of performance I can go with that one? I have general purpose one where I want to go provision, where I will have to pay this fee, but I don't want to go 32 GB or something. Let's go for 1 GB, so that depending upon size this will go away. Or I can go with serverless option, right? Serverless option where I have to pay how much I use, so I can go with that one. Or I can go with hyperscale databases where I can choose the different option, and then replica also I have to configure that how much replication I want to do. If something in the primary server is goes down, what will happen, and other things. So, and then I can go with business critical option where I have to select different options. So we have the read scaled out, so you can have configured that read will happen to different server and write will happen to different server. That kind of configuration you can do. But I will go right now with general purpose where I will go with serverless, because I want to pay how much I want to. Because if you go in provision capacity, I have to pay for this one either I use or not. In serverless, that is not the case. So that way I can go, and it depends upon the cost that how much vcore I am going to use for how much second. So that way we can save some cost. And you can pay the pause that database so that we can pay less, and other options are there. Let me apply this one, and then I do not want to put into this one right now. I have to open this one in public because I have to connect from my machine, and I can go with new client IP address. That is the most secure that you have to open. You do not have to open anything right away, but right now I'm going with that option because I have to create that one. So, and I have to connect for demo purpose, but yeah, we have to take care of that one also. So, and you can see that one, that SQL Defender you need or something, but I do not need for demo, but you can use it. And you have an option that you can use any backup. If you want to restore that one, you can select the backup, or you can go for sample databases. Then adventure work LT will be created as sample databases, right? But let's see that I do not want to create any of that one. I will create a normal table, and I will run some query on that one to see. So I will go and do that one, select that one, and I will create this resources. It will take few minutes. I will fast forward the video and then start once this request is created. Okay, so Azure SQL database has been created. We can go and see that one. Okay, so if we go that one, we can see that all the details, that what is the server name. We can see that what is the connection string, so that we can use from program to connect this one, edu.8, jdbc, odbc, php, or go how to use that one, that connection part, right? If we go in overview, and then we can see all these details about Gen 5 and vcore we have selected. All this configuration has been done. For security, if you see that TDE is enabled, transparent data encryption is enabled. We disabled that Azure Defender. We should enable for purpose. Auditing is a great feature where you can configure if you are coming into some compliance, so that you can know that from which account what query has been run, and who has updated what data. That kind of same things you can do from here. Automatic tuning we can enable, where you can the Azure will monitor your usage and your queries, and based on that one it will create automatically indexes, so that your query will be performance will be fast. Dynamic data masking is a feature where you can go and limit that one sensitive data exposure, like credit card data you do not want to expose, so that when somebody in that role will query that one, it will return as a star mark or something. So that way you can configure. Geo replication we can configure, where if our this data is goes down, where we can connect in secondary regions and other things. So that we can do. We can set up that firewall setting for this one. Right now if you see right now that all this open, I guess, but still we can go and say that, hey, this is my client IP and it can take already. So let me do that one quickly. And so we can go and quickly connect. So here is SQL database. This is our SQL database. So we can go to this one, our database engine SQL server, and we have given the SQL authentication. So I can go this and take this admin name. I can give the password, and I can see that which database I have to connect this one. So let's see, I guess I have given this database name. I am going to connect this one. So now I am able to connect with that one. If I expand this one, I can see only one data base which I have created, because I have choose the option with the SQL database, not the SQL management one. So if we go and see the tables, I do not have much table because I have not created any tables. Let me create one table, and I can give that default. Let's give the ID one, and then let's give that numeric, and I can say that, okay, this is that primary key, or with it is identity, and then let's give the first name as a column. It will be Bharkar maybe. Then let's put the last name Bharkar. That's all. Let's see that and save this one. I am going to save as a person table. Now I can see this one. I can generate queries from here, so that I can run that one. But yeah, either we can type that one. So now I can go ahead and say that, hey, my first name is Ram. And as we told that ID is auto generated field, it will generate. We do not have to insert, and that will be handled as a primary column. So if we go and run this one now, select start from this one, and if we run this one, we are able to see our records, right? So this is what I wanted to show, that how you can create that fully platform as a service serverless instance on SQL of SQL in Azure. And there are multiple options for that one. So this was one of the options. Depending upon your scenario, you can do that one, or if you are doing some POC or something, you can leverage this option also, so that you don't have to manage. So if you come back to a portal, and you can see that how we have used that CPU compute utilization, and how we are going to have build for Azure SQL instances which we created. We go to server level, then also we can see that different options, like you can reset the password if somehow you forgot that one. So you can have creating a new database, or you can create into this logical, this is logical server, so you can create into one more database, but that billing will be happen on the database level, and then you can create that elastic pool also. So that is how we can do. Or you can import any database which was exported into backup format, or other things, so we can do that one. You can enable automatic tuning from here, that okay, you can create the on index, we can own or force plan drop index, we all can do using this place. And also you can see what is that recommendation by that one. So if you are running bad query or something, it will give the recommendation for that one. And different options are there, that who, if you want to connect this as in Azure Active Directory, your active, so who are the admin and other things, so we can do and create everything. You can add the failover groups for that one, so there are plenty of options you can configure. But as a developer, if you just want to create a database for connecting purpose, and then rest of the things you can want to manage that one later, so you can do later. So yeah, that is what I wanted to show you. But as a best practice, you should always on these things, Azure Active Directory admin and SQL Defender and TDE auditing feature, because you want, if something goes wrong in production or something, you want to track that one, so that is a good option to have. And you want to use this firewall and virtual network options for more security purpose, so that you can leverage that one.